When was the last time that you have searched for your product on your phone using the Amazon app? I venture to guess rarely or never, which is insane because I also guess that probably around 50% of the sessions coming to your Amazon listing is actually coming from mobile. Thus, it is very important to make sure that your Amazon listing is also optimized for the Amazon mobile experience. In this video, I will just show you just that, so stay tuned. I'm Rick Wong, an Amazon seller and also the founder of SellerMetrics, an Amazon marketing agency. If you're interested in content such as this one, where we talk about the latest Amazon FBA news, tips, and hacks, I invite you to subscribe. Okay, so why do we care about your mobile SEO on Amazon? If you actually look into your business report, you could actually see that your sessions are broken down by devices. And in my experience, most brands will experience around 50% of their sessions coming from mobile. As an Amazon seller, you should always focus on boosting your customers' experience, since a significant chunk of the Amazon customers are coming from mobile, which means that you have to ensure that your listing is suitable and designed and optimized for this particular customer journey. So how do we actually optimize for your Amazon listing for mobile? There's really 4 ways. Number 1, that would be the title, main image. Also optimize your bullet points. Number 4 is to make sure to optimize for A+ content to be suitable for mobile. So let's talk about first the title, right? So on Amazon, you're allowed 200 characters on the title. But if you can see actual on the mobile, you can see like maybe around 80. So it cuts off at a certain point. Around 80 characters are shown. So make sure that for your title, you're optimizing for the first 80 characters for your product listing. So that would mean that particular 80 characters will need to have your main keyword in it. I know in a lot of particular categories, they force you to have your brand in the beginning of the title. So if you could actually make your main keyword in the beginning of the title, please do so. If not, make sure that your main keyword is right after your brand. So in this case, that you can see right here, that's after the brand, it is like the main keyword, NMN 9000 Ultra Capsules, right? So you got to make sure that your main keyword is within that 80 characters. And the customers, while scrolling through, can immediately capture what it is that you're selling within a second. And number 2, also make sure in terms of optimization is the photos in the product photos, right? So a few things that you could do for your product photos to make sure that you are mobile compliant. Number 1 is to make sure that it is in high resolutions. So Amazon allows you minimum resolution of 1000 times 1000. But you want to make sure that your product is in high resolution. As you can see, the actual photo itself, you can only see like a small snippet of it versus like an enlarged version on the desktop. So you want to make sure that your photo is crystal clear, and that would mean making sure that your resolution is above average. So I would suggest that you want to make sure that your photos are at least 3000 by 3000 in high res. So the people that are looking at it on mobile, number 1, can see it clearly on this like small tile right here, right? And also, if they actually go inside the listing and zoom in, they could actually see the finer details of your product. And another point of making your image optimized for mobile is that you want to make sure you want to cover all the white spaces, right? So you can see the actual product right here cover majority of the white spaces. I feel like this one is probably better, like these ones above that. So one bottle and basically cover the entire image. I think these ones are much more optimized for mobile than the ones that are not fully covering the white space. So make sure that your product covers as much as the white space as possible. Another thing about cell phone is that it's vertical, right? So that means the pictures should be also in portrait size. So you can see like on mobile, it's default on like a bit of a portrait type of orientation in terms of the photos. So as you know, there's 2 types of orientation. There is the landscape, right, which the actual object itself is like more horizontal, and then there's the portrait where the product itself is more vertical, right? So in this case, you can see like it's more of a portrait, more vertical. So if your picture is a bit landscapey, right, it stretches unnaturally, right? So you want to make sure that your photo on default is in like a portrait orientation when you're actually having your main image, right? So you can see like this is like a nice, almost like a vertical type of image. And as you know, the cell phone is also a portrait orientation by default. So making sure your image aligns to that default will make your image look much more natural and basically not stretched out vertically. And now let's actually get into the actual listing itself. So the next point is the bullets. How can we optimize our bullet points for the Amazon mobile experience? So I think the key number with the bullets is 400. So if you actually look at the bullets, it's only allows first 400 characters. In this situation, it did not exceed it, right? Because this listing, I feel like they kind of somewhat optimized for mobile, right? So remember, if you actually fill in a large bullet points, it only is going to show you the first 400 characters, right? So 400 is the golden number in terms of bullet points, right? So make sure in that 400 characters, you should indicate the most essential and appealing information as possible that would grab the user's attention, such as the unique selling points of the product, the benefits, and also the uses. So please avoid as much fluff as possible and avoid like keyword stuffing or duplication. Basically, you're wasting the first 400 characters that would appeal to the customer and basically answer all the customer questions. Number 4, you want to optimize for the A+ content. So A+ content, which is the last part of the listing right here, it tells your brand story and also conveys how your product solves the buyer's pain points and basically appeals to your customer visually as well because of the different modules that you're allowed to put on the A+ content area of your listing, especially when you view it on mobile. However, most A+ modules do not precisely fit your phones, such as the comparison module, right? Because if you have the comparison module, it's very squished together, right? It does not stack vertically. What we recommend to do is to integrate the 4-panel module in your A+ content design. So you can see what we did here. So we stack the 4 panels, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This design will minimize as much as white space as possible, make the wording as clear as possible, right? Without the actual word being squished together because of mobile. So you could actually have the comparison chart, but make sure it's at the end. You've kind of answered all the possible questions that the customer might have in the first 4 panels of your A+ content before you get into comparison. I think the chances are it's very hard for the customer to see your comparison chart because a lot of times it's going to be like really small. To sum it up, make sure that your Amazon listing is clear, concise, appealing, and straight to the point for your mobile users. It's basically advanced Amazon mobile SEO stuff that will allow you to really stand out against your competition. Cut out the fluff and focus on the most critical benefits and features to pull in your mobile audience. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you are an Amazon seller and want to grow your business via Amazon advertising, schedule a call with me in the link below. And until the next video drop, happy selling.